Hey, Shalom. We'll start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. And Shalom to the hopeful elect on the highways and byways pushing this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Knapp coming out with another lesson. Lord willing, it's edifying. I'm going to start off in the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay, so this is a precept that basically it explains why I'm out here on the highways and byways. Okay, because I'm preparing myself for the hour of temptation that's written about in Revelations 3 and 10. Well, what's that hour of temptation? That hour of temptation is talking about the mark of the beast. Okay, that we're headed into that phase where this devil's going to try to tempt you with something you can't repent from. Okay, this is the whole test of your faith to see if the Lord's dealing with you or not, or if you just another idolatrous person. Okay, because this world is wicked. Okay, and not too long ago we had a pandemic, and they had everybody scared running to go get a medical operation. Well, they're going to scare you again with something called the mark of the beast, all right? And he's going to force you to go take it so you can eat, okay? A lot of y'all went and took the jump shot when you thought that you weren't going to be able to work your job, okay? But now this devil's going to switch it up on you and give you something you can't repent from, all right? And a lot of people are suffering from that jab, by the way, you know? So if you're not, you should stop praying to the Lord because of that, okay? A lot of people got all different types of disabilities from that. But this mark of the beast is really going to be the one of the biggest disabilities it's going to have is giving you cancer, okay? So for a short period of how can you say it? So you can eat, you know, so you can go to work, so you can access the internet. You're going to be forced to take the chip, okay, which is the RFID microchip, all right? And Elon Musk got his Neuralink out there, which tells you that they're going to take the chip either in their forehead or in their right hand, all right? So this is something that you got to build your faith up to. Because our people, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all love the so-called white man so much that y'all believe everything they say. You clearly don't remember what these people have done to you, okay? And they're the same wicked-ass people that they were created to be, all right? So when they use their news medium to get you to believe their lies, you're gonna think the MOTB is it's a good option, okay? A lot of people already have this chip in them nowadays. Some of them are, it gives them the ability to unlock their Tesla car, to get into certain apartments, to pay for groceries, and they love it. You know, they're advertising like this is a great thing to have. Look how far we're getting into technology, okay? But if you're in this world, you're going to think that's a great thing. Because if you're not in the scriptures, you're not going to look at that like it's almost time for the end. All right? And you ain't going to be prepared. And a lot of y'all scared of this devil. So you're going to do whatever he tells you to do because of your fear. All right? You don't need to be scared of this devil. His judgment is death. All right? He's the only race that's going to be exterminated out of the whole earth. Okay? Esau, Edom. And if you scared of that, then you might as well just give it up anyways, man. But this devil's gonna torture some of you too. All right? He gonna torture you. He gonna waterboard you. FBI, how do you think they get information out of people? They're gonna do that same thing till you agree to the terms that they're putting in front of you, which is to take this chip. All right? Book of Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, because you kept this word, okay? Not that Roman Catholic Church word, okay? Not the Christian church word, not the word of your mother and your father, the word of the Bible, all right? And if you ain't keeping the true word, if you don't know who the true Israelites are, you're going to fail that test. Because your whole life, this is all it's been, is a test. All right? But this time it's going to be a test of your faith, whether he should destroy you or give you salvation. All right? Now, regardless of what these Christian and Catholic and different denominations of wickedness, the Jehovah Witness ain't telling you about this mark of the beast. All right? Because they don't care if you make it or not. They just want more people to join their church. The more members they have multiplies how much money they'll make. That's why they sell you these lies and you believe in them. All right? That's why a lot of your women try to imitate the so-called white woman. All right? They want to look like her. They want to act like her. All right? And guess what? She ain't nothing to be praised. Not too long ago, if you looked at her, a lot of my people got lynched for looking at that devil. Now they want to marry her. But don't worry, because when it comes to the end, she's going to make sure your ass go to jail. All right? She's going to make sure your ass, she's going to probably leave you. Okay? She's going to take the mark of the beast. All right? Because she don't know the Lord. And she's wicked. And Job talks about women. Look what Job's wife did. Told him to curse the Most High and die. And that's what your woman's going to do. Matter of fact, you might follow her. Because people nowadays, they worship the woman. That's why you see Mother Mary being exalted all throughout the land, and the Bible don't even tell you to worship an idol like that. Okay? Where am I? Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Yeah, because we kept this word, the Lord said he's going to keep us from that hour of temptation. He's going to make sure we don't take that mark of the beast, that we don't trust this system. Okay? Because the Lord created this system. All right? He put these people in power. He put the most basest of men on the top. Now, we like to point at the small hat, but we know it's talking about you Rothschilds. Okay? This 13 families. We know y'all run the world. All right? And we know who the true rulers of the world are. All right? You might occupy the land. You might say you're the chosen, but you're not the chosen. All right? Which shall come upon all the world. Yeah, the whole world's going to be tested. All right? Everybody, no matter, you can't leave America and go back to your country. They're going to be tested too, because all these governments are in cahoots. That's why when COVID came out, they all were in agreement to make a vaccine, but they can't be in an agreement to not start World War III. It just shows you the hypocrisy and the lie that's put in your face. To try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Okay? Yeah, you ain't supposed to let nobody take your crown. But a lot of y'all got your crown on the ground. A lot of y'all don't lift up the Bible. A lot of y'all look like the so-called white man. All right? Y'all work for him. Y'all praise him. Y'all bow your knee and you pray to him. Meanwhile, the Native Americans didn't do that. My people didn't do that. They had to be destroyed to serve this devil. But y'all serve him willingly now. Because y'all are the softer generation. You're weak. All right? You like to look at your brother and think that's weak when you can look at your brother and you're quick to fight him, but you ain't quick to fight the damn devil. Because you're weak. Revelation 3:12. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go into no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name. Okay? Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. And this New Jerusalem is talking about the Israelites, which were these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that the Lord chose to have salvation. Okay? New Jerusalem's coming out of heaven. That's not talking about a big city of Jerusalem coming down. It's talking about the Israelites who were saved through the destruction that's coming, the third woe. He that have an ear, let him hear that the Spirit saith unto the churches, and unto the angel of the church of the that's it on that. That's it on that. Let's go to the book of Romans. It's the book of Romans, chapter 3. I'll start from the top. What advantage then have the Jew, or what profit is there of the circumcision? Okay? The Jews talking about the tribe of Judah. Okay? Nowadays you got people claiming to be Jewish. Okay? But Jew is short for the tribe of Judah. The Lord came out of that tribe. The so-called white man ain't never been in no damn tribe. Weren't the Native Americans organized in tribes when they were here? You had the Seminole Indians, the Blackfoot Indians, you know, the ones the so-called white man went and slaughtered, the 100 million they killed. Well, they're still here, and they were the children of Israel. They were some savages like this devil tells you. And he got to pay for those crimes. Him and all of his ancestry. Because when you go to the book of Numbers, chapter 35, in verse hold on. The book of Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land where ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So that means all those Native Americans that got their blood shed, who were Israelites, that blood can't be cleansed until the people who shed that blood, their blood has to be shed. That's in the Bible. All right? So that's why this land's polluted. That's why a man don't know if he's a man or a woman. That's why your kids are all confused, because this is Babylon. Babylon means confusion. And this is the great daughter of Babylon. So it's even way worse than ancient Babylon. And that's why it's destined to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. Now, I know the Christian church tells you, oh, we're all saved. Well, how are we all saved? Are you saved from a nuclear missile? Tell me how you saved from that. You think you're going to go down into a bunker? Our people don't got no bunkers. Our people don't even know who they are. Some of them don't even know what Babylon is. They don't think about ancient Egypt. No, they go to school and the so-called white man teaches them all these lies. That's why you could be 18 years old, come out of high school, and still not be a man. The Lord was 12 years old teaching in the temples. He was 12. He was a man at 12 years old. And you still don't know the words of the Lord, you still ain't a man if you don't know this book. As a matter of fact, when King David was on his deathbed, what did he tell King Solomon? Did he say, go out and do whatever the hell you want with everything I've done? Make sure you don't, just keep the kingdom, but just do whatever you want. No, he didn't say that. This is the book of 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 1. Now the days of David, King David, drew nigh that he should die. And he charged Solomon, King Solomon, his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth, which is the grave. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. Okay, show yourself a man. This is a king to a king. And keep the charge of the Lord thy power. Yeah, you keep the charge of the Lord. He didn't say, go work for the devil. No, you keep the charge of the Lord. You keep his commandments. Because that's what a man did. That's what David did. And what did he do? He destroyed all of his enemies. And Esau, we're going to destroy your ass too in the latter days. It's coming closer to your end. This place being destroyed, you might think, I don't want America to be destroyed. Man, you're destroyed. You're still here and you think you're free. You still think you're free. Why? Because you can drive one of these stupid ass cars? All this shit's gonna be destroyed. First Kings 2 and 2, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man, and keep the charge of the Lord thy power, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself, that the Lord may continue his word which he spake concerning me, saying, if thy children take heed to their way, to walk before me in truth with all their heart and with all their soul, there shall not fail thee, said he, a man on the throne of Israel. Okay? And we know King Solomon had 40 years of peace. And that 40 years of peace is having all these heathen in subjection. He had Moab paying tithes, everybody. Matter of fact, let me go get that. Let me go get that, because I know your Bibles, it's dusty. Okay? Actually, hold on. What's that, 1 Samuel? Had a couple what do you call it? I had a couple of all right, hold on, let me grab that. People looking at me like I'm some damn fool, man. But you the damn fool, man. Every time I think about the on that movie 300, when he said earn these shields, okay? Earn your shields. Yeah, earn this shield. Earn your faith, man. You gotta earn it. You don't get like this overnight. All right? It takes time to stand up boldly for the Lord. A lot of people, they rather be quiet and just walk in line like everybody else. That's how they like to stay like that. But they don't know that's going to get their asses killed. You just go along to get along your whole life. That's why Esau jabbed your ass. Some of y'all, he jabbed you 3 times, 4, 5, 6, and he can't even fight. It's the book of Samuel, 2 Samuel, Salakia, 8, and where should I start? I'll start at the top. It's the book of Samuel, chapter 8 and 1. And after this, it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them. And David took Metheg-ammah out of the hand of the Philistines. And he smote Moab. Philistines are those Hamites, okay? The so-called Africans are the Philistines. Nowadays, the Philistines, they call it Palestine. But the ancient Palestinians were not Arabs. They were Africans. And King David smote them. I thought y'all all come from Africa. Why is King David smiting another African if he's African? Because Israel are not Africans. Contrary to what the so-called white man tells you. He thinks because you're black, you just go back to Africa. And a lot of y'all believe him. Let's read that again. And after this, it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them. And David took Metheg-ammah out of the hand of the Philistines. Yeah, he destroyed them and took their land. Okay? That's what used to happen back then. Verse 2, and he smote Moab. Moab's the so-called Chinese man. And measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground. Even with 2 lines measured he to put to death. So King David made 2 lines for Moab. And with 1 full line to keep alive. And so the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts. So King David had the so-called Chinese man in subjection. All right? And he made 2 lines. 1 line you live, the other line they getting put to death. And more than likely, it was women that were married and it was men. David smote also Hadadezer, the son of Rehob, king of Zobah, as he went to recover his border at the river Euphrates. And David took from him 1,000 chariots and 700 horsemen and 20,000 footmen. And David houghed all the chariot horses, but reserved of them for 100 chariots. So King David hit a lick, came up on some chariots, just like when the so-called white man went over there to Afghanistan and he left all those tanks. Those are the chariots, okay? And then the Taliban took it. It's similar to that. And when the Syrians of Damascus came to succor Hadadezer, king of Zobah, David slew of the Syrians 220,000 men. 220,000 men. That's 22,000 men. Okay? And that's not with missiles and laser beams. He didn't pollute the water. No, he fought them with shield and sword. All right? 22,000 men with shield and sword. Not like the so-called white man. He like to hide in a bush a mile away and shoot you in your neck. That's a coward. As a matter of fact, I got a precept. Let me jump over here to Isaiah. Let's jump over here to Isaiah. Because I got to go to work just like y'all. But I got to make sure I serve the Lord first. Because I might not make it to work. But it's more important to tell the truth of the Bible instead of living a lie. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 9. And verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. He's talking about the end of days. David fought with a sword and a shield, but now they fighting with missiles. So that's how the Third World War is going to happen. It's going to be fought with fuel of fire. Okay, he's talking about those thermonuclear missiles, those intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right, let's jump back to 2 Samuel 2. And 6. Then David put garrisons in Syria of Damascus. A garrison is just like an embassy, just like the so-called white man. He got embassies in everybody's country. That's a garrison. And the Syrians became servants to David. So if the so-called white man got an embassy in your country, you pretty much a servant to him. Then David put garrisons in Syria of Damascus, and the Syrians became servants to David and brought gifts, and the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. It's hard to win a battle with 22,000 men being put to death, and you survive that, especially with just a shield. You know, people fighting with shields and swords. It's hard to win a battle like that and make it out of there. But King David won multiple battles. And he was a king. He was in these battles. He wasn't like Donald Trump sitting his fat ass on the Oval Office telling people what to do while he sit his red ass with his red ass down, sitting down. No, King David was out there putting in work too. All right? He wasn't like this devil. We were not like these people, man. They don't stand up for the truth. Second Samuel 8 and 7. And David took the shields of gold that were on the servants of Hadadezer and brought them to Jerusalem. And from Betah and from Berothai, cities of Hadadezer, King David took exceeding much brass. When Toi, king of Hamath, heard that David had smitten all the hosts of Hadadezer, then Toi sent Joram his son unto King David to salute him. So here it is. Another king sends his son over to King David to salute him. When a king sends his son over to another king, that's just saying, if my son don't come back, man, I hope he had mercy on me. So he sent this son over there because he was scared of King David. He just smote Hadadezer, which was Toi's enemy. They probably had wars forever. He knew that was a mighty win. That's why he sent his son over to King David. Then Toi sent, 2 Samuel 8 and 10. Then Toi sent Joram his son unto King David to salute him and to bless him, because he had fought against Hadadezer and smitten him. For Hadadezer had wars with Toi, and Joram brought with him vessels of silver, and vessels of gold, and vessels of brass. So he didn't come empty-handed. Here it is, you send your son over to King David. He bringing a bag with him. All right? Which also King David, 2 Samuel 8 and 11, which also King David did dedicate unto the Lord with the silver and the gold that he had dedicated of all the nations which he subdued. Yeah, he dedicated all that silver he got from these winds to the Lord. He dedicated it to the Lord because he knew he couldn't win these battles without the Lord. You can't smite 22,000 men with a sword and a shield and think it was because you're so powerful. No, the Lord gave him that win. He allowed them to get smitten, okay, destroyed, struck, to be put down. It's the book of 2 Samuel 8 and 12. Of Syria and of Moab. Moab's the so-called Chinese man. And of the children of Ammon. Ammon's the so-called Japanese man. Because Lot had a son when Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed. Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed, and his daughters laid with him and had Ammon and Moab. That's why they look like that. As a matter of fact, let me just jump over there and prove it, man, because I got plenty of time. I got plenty of time today. What's that? I think it's 17, 16, somewhere around there. Might be 19. It's 19. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 19. In verse I'll start at 29. And it came to pass, when the Most High destroyed the cities of the plain, that the Most High remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. He's talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. But it was 5 cities that he destroyed. It wasn't just Sodom and Gomorrah. And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zoar. And he dwelt in a cave, and he and his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. They thought the whole world got destroyed when Sodom and Gomorrah blew up like that. They're looking at the damage. So his daughters thought there's no other man in the world. Genesis 19 and 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. So his firstborn daughter laid with him. All right, they gave Lot wine. He was drunk, he was asleep. He didn't even know that she did it. Genesis 19 and 34, and it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in, and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose and lay with him. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. So he did it again. Okay, now the younger daughter did it. Genesis 19:36. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son and called his name Moab. Moab's the Chinese man. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger, she also bare a son and called his name Ben-Ami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon until this day, which is the Japanese man. Let's get back to 2 Samuel 8 and verse 12. Of Syria and of Moab and of the children of Ammon and of the Philistines, which is the Africans, and of Amalek. Amalek's the so-called small hat Jewish man. The one that walks around with the big Torah and that small hat on his head. He's Amalek. And of the spoil of Hadadezer, son of Rehob, king of Zobah. And David got him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. Woo! Now he just put to death 22,000 men. Now he went and killed another 18,000. Okay? That's King David for you. You don't win battles like that unless the Lord's with you. And he put garrisons in Edom. Edom's the so-called white man. He's an Edomite. Esau, Edom, Jacob's brother. The first came out red all over like a hairy garment. You should read about him, because that's who's in rulership today. Esau, Edom, whose blessing was the sword. And now look at the sword. The modern day sword is the gun, but it also goes into those thermonuclear missiles. Because Cain was an artificer. He comes in the spirit of Cain, the spirit of the serpent in the garden. I know the so-called white man likes to teach you that Eve was talking to a snake on the ground. Are you stupid? These are parables. White people don't understand parables. They're very, what's the definition of this and what's that? Look into the etymology of the word. They don't understand spiritual things. Because this book wasn't written by no white boy. Or, I should say, Edomite, Esau. Second Samuel 8 and 13, and David got him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. And he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons. And all they of Edom became David's servants. Yeah, we had the so-called white man as a servant. All right? But he don't tell you that. They used to be servants under King David. Second Samuel 8 and 14, and he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom, he garrisons. Garrisons, like I said, are like embassies. Just like the so-called white man, when he puts embassies in your country, he makes you a servant unto him by allowing his embassy to be put in your country. But King David put garrisons in his country. Who he don't like to claim, because he don't want to be called the so-called Edomite. He'll never tell you he's an Edomite. No, I'm a white man. I'm a white Protestant man. Matter of fact, I'm not even a man. I'm a woman. He'll tell you. Anything but Edomite. 2 Samuel 8 and 14, and he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons. And all they of Edom became David's servants. And the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. And David reigned over all Israel. And David executed judgment and justice unto all his people. And Joab the son of Zeruiah was over the host. And Jehoshaphat the son of Ahilud was a recorder. And Zadok the son of Ahitub and Ahimelech the son of Abiathar were the priests, and Sariah was the scribe. And Benaniah the son of Jehoiada was over both the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were chief rulers. All right? So that just goes to show you. But you don't know your history. Because y'all look at this book, oh, this book is just you can interpret it any way that you want to interpret it. All right? It means to me something different. No, that's not how the book's written. The Lord ain't walk around Jerusalem telling a lie. No, he was teaching the truth. He knew about King David. He knew about the different battles we had with the heathen. He knew about King Solomon. If you can receive it, he was King Solomon in the reincarnation. Matter of fact, let's go jump over. Come on. It's the chapter before it. It was the 7 and... Let's start. This is the book of 2 Samuel 7. And I'll start at 8. Now therefore, hold on. Damn, this is, maybe I should just, I'll just start at the top, man. The book of 2 Samuel 7 and 1. And it came to pass when the king sat in his house, and the Lord had given him rest round about from all his enemies, that the king said unto Nathan the prophet, See now I dwell in a house of cedar, but the ark of the Most High dwelleth within curtains. And Nathan said to the king, Go, do all that is in thine heart, for the Lord is with thee. And it came to pass that night that the word of the Lord came unto Nathan, saying, Go and tell my servant David, Thus saith the Lord, Shalt thou build me a house for me to dwell in, whereas I have not dwelt in any house since the time that I brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, even to this day, but have walked in a tent and in a tabernacle. In all the places wherein I have walked, with all the children of Israel spake I a word with any of the tribes of Israel, whom I commanded to feed my people Israel, saying, Why build ye not me a house of cedar? Now therefore, so shalt thou say unto my servant David, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep to be ruler over my people, over Israel. So the Lord makes a clear distinction of who his people are. All right? It's the Israelites. All right? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. These are children of Israel. God's chosen people. And this is the book of 2 Samuel 7 and 9. And I was with thee whithersoever thou wentest, and have cut off all thine enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them anymore as before time. Okay? And as 2 Samuel 7:11, and as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies, also the Lord telleth thee that he will make thee a house. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. Okay? So this is Nathan talking to King David. Okay? Because, Slaki. The Lord speaks to you through his prophets, and he was using Nathan, who he told in a vision, to go tell him what I'm telling you. Tell him, thus saith the Lord, go build me a house. And this is what Nathan is telling him, telling King David what the Lord told him. Uh, 2 Samuel 7 and 12, and when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee. So when King David dies, he said he's going to set up a seed after him. But King David had many sons. So let's see what seed he's talking about. And when thy days, this is 2 Samuel 7 and 12, and when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. Damn devils, man. It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 7, and verse 12. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father. He shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul. whom I put away before thee. So King Solomon only had a kingdom for 40 years. But the Lord said here, I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. So how is King Solomon going to have a kingdom? Who's going to come out of the loins of David that's going to have a kingdom forever? Don't you got to be alive to have a kingdom forever? Okay, because King Solomon died. And was he beaten with many stripes, like it said? No. But when he came back as Yahushua, he got put on, he was beaten. Pilate beat him with the cat of nine tails. Okay? Because he was paying for the sins that he paid for in his past life. Just like the Levites who are the priests of Israel, they had to make a sacrifice for their own sins before they made a sacrifice for Israel. Just like the Lord did. Because if you could receive it, he's also Melchizedek. All right? So he was paying for his past sins, even though he never committed sin, so he could be that sacrifice for the children of Israel. And not all of Israel either. This is for the elected Israel. Because 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it's prophesied for you to die. And then you're gonna come back when we make it to the kingdom. And then you're gonna come out of our loins. Lord willing, I'm part of the elect. Which means you gotta be birthed into the kingdom. You ain't gonna make it through this destruction that's coming. As a matter of fact, let me go grab that precept. I hope I'm not getting over my head, because Zechariah 13. Let me just jump over there real quick. Get it on my phone. Zechariah, the 13th chapter. I think it's like. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is my power. Yeah, the Lord knows you, because a lot of y'all don't know the Lord. Y'all call the Lord Jesus. But the Lord has a Hebrew name. So you're not calling on you calling on the so-called white man. If the so-called white man comes out of the sky, best believe you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all going back into slavery. All right? Let's go back. 2 Samuel 7 and 14, I will be his father. Here it is, he's telling King David, you're going to have a son, and I'm going to be his father. How is King David going to have a son that's the Lord's son? Because he's talking about Yahushua, he's talking about the Lord. He's talking about him being reincarnated. And I know you Christians don't believe in reincarnation, but this Bible ain't for you. This is for the Israelites. Edom, you should have your own Bible. Talk about how you came out the clefts of the rocks. Talk about how you were a damn caveman. Where's that Bible at? Talk about how we put garrisons in your town under King David. And the Lord's going to establish that throne again. That's the kingdom of heaven, where you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are back in rulership, being one nation again, not separated by this devil's lies and philosophies, his different doctrines, his witchcraft. Second Samuel 7:14, I will be his father, and he shall be my son. I will chasten him with the rod of men. King Solomon wasn't chastened with the rod of men, but the Lord Yahweh Shah was chastened. All right? And with the stripes of the children of men. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. And thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever. All right. So anyways, that throne, it got separated. After King Solomon got split into two. Okay, you had 10 tribes over here. It's really 9 and 3, just to, but it says 10 and 2. All right. But Levi went with the northern kingdom, and then they went over with the southern kingdom. All right. And you different Latino and Native Americans, y'all came over here to America. Before the so-called white man came over here, he ain't find no damn land. He stole it. But he'll teach you, oh, we found America. Damn devil. 2 Samuel 7:17. According to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David. Then went King David in and sat before the Lord, and he said, Who am I, O Lord, power? And what is my house that thou hast brought me hitherto? And this was yet a small thing in thy sight, O Lord, power. But thou hast spoken also of thy servant's house for a great while to come. And is this the manner of man, O Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai? And what can David say more unto thee? For thou, Lord, power, knowest thy servant. For thy word's sake, and according to thine own heart, hast thou done all these great things to make thy servant know them. Wherefore thou art great, O Lord, power. For there is none like thee, neither is there any God beside thee, according to all that we have heard with our ears. Yeah, so the Lord letting you know ain't no other God beside him. He's so high up, he would tell you if there was somebody next to him. Ain't nobody there. It's just him. So if he's claiming to be the Most High, shouldn't you believe him? If all of these things have come to pass? It said his word is purified like 7 times. And these are prophecies that I'm speaking about that already came to pass. So that's how you know his word is gold. Purified 7 times, or like silver, I believe it says in Proverbs. Where am I? 2 Samuel 7:22. Wherefore thou art great, O Lord, power, for there is none like thee, neither is there any God beside thee, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And what? One nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, whom the Most High went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible, for thy land before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, from the nations and their gods. And that's what we need to be redeemed from. That's why in Zechariah it says 2/3 of y'all gonna die, because y'all pray to the gods of this world. Y'all don't know Jesus is an idol created by the so-called white man so you can praise him. But you can't tell them that. They'll put you to death for that. Oh, well, you got to stand up for the Lord. Because the Lord determines it, who dies and who doesn't. And this time, the prophets ain't going to die. Your ass is going to die. 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because this is a constant thing with y'all. If you read the book of Judges, when y'all were in Israel, y'all did the same thing. Then y'all start praying to the gods of the land. Then you go back into captivity. They treating us bad. You cry out to the Lord. He sends another judge. He saves you. You praise the Lord for a little bit. And then you go off again. All right? It's the same thing. 2 Samuel 7:24, for thou hast confirmed to thyself thy people Israel to be a people unto thee forever. He said the children of Israel are going to be a people to him forever. Okay, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Not all people. Tell them to go pray to their gods. So-called white man got Satan. Let's see if Satan's going to save your ass. Committing all this iniquity. Passing all these unrighteous decrees. Let's see if the Baphomet is going to save you Satanists. Second Samuel 7:25. And now, O Lord, power, the word that thou hast spoken concerning thy servant and concerning his house, establish it forever and do as thou hast said. That's what we're waiting for. Establish it again. We want these heathen back giving gifts again. All right? But this time we ain't gonna have to put garrisons all over the world, make sure you heathen are in check. We're gonna have spiritual power there. We're gonna know. And if you don't come to Jerusalem, we ain't gonna send a latter rain, which means you ain't gonna have any crops. All right? And whoever don't want to serve the Lord, he got a precept for you. It's the book of Luke, chapter 19, in verse 27. But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. When you read that in the Spanish translation, it says behead them. So God loves everybody. Why does he have enemies? And then you got to ask yourself, who are his enemies? It's the so-called white man, Esau Edom. He created him like that. As a matter of fact, let's jump over to Romans and prove it. While I'm over here, Romans 9. It's the book of Romans, chapter 9, in verse 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. He hates Esau. Esau's Edom. The Lord hates Esau Edom. He said, Jacob have I loved. Didn't Jacob wrestle an angel and get the name Israel? Let me go grab that. They don't believe that. They're like, Jacob wrestled an angel. No. No way. What's that? I think that's Genesis 37 chapter. Genesis. Oh, no, that's Joseph. Maybe it's, 32nd chapter. It's the 32nd chapter. All right, it's the book of Genesis, chapter 20. Salakia. Genesis 32 and verse 22. And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 women servants and his 11 sons and passed over ford Jabbok. And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. Okay? And notice it said he wrestled a man until the breaking of the day. Okay? That's a long battle. Most of these fights you see today, they might fight for 1 minute, we'll say to 5 minutes. After that, that fight's over, man, because you're tired. Now imagine wrestling all the way to the break of day. All right? Genesis 32 and 25, I'll read it again. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with the Most High and with men, and hast prevailed. Okay? So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans go back to Jacob, who I just read wrestled against an angel. All right? And he prevailed. And now he's a prince of the power, a prince of the Most High. When you're a prince, you're a son of the king. That's what Israel means. You are literally, your blood literally is royal. But the Lord's going to have to establish that kingdom we're talking about in 2 Samuel. Okay? Now, where was I? Let's jump back to, where was I before that? Romans, am I finished with that? Let's go back to Romans. Back in Romans chapter 9, verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Jacob meaning a prince of the power, okay? Esau meaning Ashashua, which means wasted away is he. Okay? So just by the name, you know who he's dealing with. What's Romans 9 and 14? What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. That means no. It's not unrighteous for the Lord to make something for honor and make another vessel for dishonor. No, that's not unrighteous. Just like you, if you were a potter, you could do whatever you want to do with that clay. You can make a pot just so you can shoot at it. You can make a pot just so you can break it. And that's what Esau is. He's a pot created for destruction. Romans 9 and 15. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he hardeneth. Okay? That's the point. Just like Pharaoh. He raised Pharaoh up just to kill him and get a name throughout all the earth. But he's raising up Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He's raising him up to be on the top so the Lord can take him down. That's why he has all this technology. That's why he has fighter jets and planes and shit. That's why Donald Trump made the sixth branch of the military, the Space Force. What does he need a Space Force for? Because he got to fight up against the Lord. He knows about prophecy. These devils know what's going on. And those are the chariots of Israel. Okay? He said they're like clouds. So you might think that's a cloud. That might be a chariot. And there's a lot of clouds out today. Let me see if we're done with that. Let's see if I'm done with that. I'm about to finish it up. It's the book of 2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 26. And let thy name be magnified forever, saying the Lord. Of hosts, who is the God over Israel. He's the God over Israel. Why don't say he's the God over the whole wide world? Why does it say Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated? Why does it say the Lord has enemies if he loves the whole world? And let the house of thy servant David be established before thee. For thou, O Lord of hosts, power of Israel, has revealed to thy servant, saying, I will build thee a house. Therefore have thy servant found in his heart to pray this prayer unto thee. And now, O Lord power, thou art that most high, and thy words be true, and thou hast promised this goodness unto thy servant. Therefore now let it please thee to bless the house of thy servant, that it may continue forever before thee. For thou, O Lord power, hast spoken it, and with thy blessing let the house of thy servant be blessed forever. That's right. Let the house be blessed forever. Hold on. Let's see. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9 and 11. Actually, let's start at 9 and 9. For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. So when has King David come back into rulership? If the so-called small hat is the children of Israel, where's King David at? The Lord said he's going to raise up the tabernacles of David. A tabernacle is a house of David. These people are just liars, man. And where's the 12 tribes? Why you just claim to be Jewish? What about Issachar? What about Zebulun? What about Asher? What about Simeon, Gad, Naphtali, Reuben? Where's the rest of the tribes at? This damn devil. And the sinners are gonna die by the sword. And there's a lot of you sinners. Because y'all don't know what, even though some of y'all sin unknowingly, but it's because the Lord deprived you of wisdom. As a matter of fact, let me jump over there, Isaiah, the 6th chapter. It's the book of Isaiah 6. You know what, I'm gonna read this in the NLT. Let me go. I never bring out my NLT, man. Never bring out the NLT. Let's get Isaiah 6. Let's get Isaiah 6 chapter. In the NLT. But I never bring it up. Hopefully it ain't going off, because sometimes the NLT be going off. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 6. I'll start from the top. It was in the year King Uzziah died that this is Isaiah 6:1 in the NLT, the New Living Translation. It says, it was in the year King Uzziah died that I saw the Lord. He was sitting on a lofty throne, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Okay, the train is that piece of garment that goes behind the king. It drags on the ground. He said his train was in the whole temple. Okay? And typically when a king had a train, he used to put different accomplishments, different battles that he won. He'll put it on the train, and he'll drag it on the floor. Okay? But his temple filled up, his train filled up the whole temple. He was, let me read that again. It was in the year King Uzziah died that I saw the Lord. He was sitting on a lofty throne, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Attending him were mighty seraphim, each having 6 wings. With 2 wings they covered their faces. With 2 they covered their feet, and with 2 they flew. They were calling out to each other, holy, holy, holy is the Lord of heaven's armies. So these seraphims, which are angels, it kind of reminds me of that movie Bird Box. Okay? When people were looking at the angels, they go crazy and they kill themselves. But some of the people were able to see the angels, and they wanted to open everybody else's eyes. But I think if you watch the movie Bird Box or Barcelona, that's but they don't have, he said they pretty much have 6 wings in the Bible, but Esau always throws out the Bible. He had 4 in the movie. Okay, but you never really get to see the angel, but he was standing there and it showed like his shadow. And he had 4 wings, but maybe it was covering his face. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But that's a good movie to give somewhat of a depiction of the seraphim. The whole earth is filled with his glory. Isaiah 6:4 in the NLT. Their voices shook the temple to its foundations, and the entire building was filled with smoke. Then I said, it's all over. I am doomed, for I am a sinful man. I have filthy lips, and I live among a people with filthy lips. Yet I have seen the King, the Lord of heaven's armies, Salakia. Then one of the seraphim flew to me with a burning coal he had taken from the altar with a pair of tongs. He touched my lips with it and said, see, this coal has touched your lips. Now your guilt is removed and your sins are forgiven. Then I heard the Lord asking, whom should I send as a messenger to this people? Who will go for us? I said, here I am, send me. And he said, yes, go and say to this people, listen carefully, but do not understand. Watch closely, but learn nothing. So he sent them just like a lot of y'all. Lord had a council with his angels and said, you know what, go to these people that are around my servant and block them from hearing the word. We don't want them to understand what's going on out here, even though we're prophesying loudly and boldly. That's what the Lord does. He don't want you to hear the word because he wants to put your ass to death. Isaiah 6 in verse 8. Then I heard the Lord asking, whom should I send as a messenger to this people? Who will go for us? I said, here I am, send me. And he said, yes, go and say to this people, listen carefully, but do not understand. Yeah, people are listening carefully, but they don't understand. Watch closely, but learn nothing. So the Lord don't want you to get it. Harden the hearts of these people. Plug their ears and shut their eyes. That way they will not see with their eyes nor hear with their ears. This is the Lord that loves everybody. Nor understand with their hearts and turn to me for healing. No, he said, shut them all up. I don't want them to hear me. I don't want them to know me. Because then if they got to know me, I got to heal them. But he don't want to heal you. We read in Zechariah the 13th chapter, he has 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that he's going to put to death. And he's going to use the so-called white man and all these other nations to do it. Because the so-called white man is his sword. It's the Lord's sword. He sent that sword after you. He sent that sword to the Native Americans. He sent that sword to you Latinos, and he sent that sword to you Negroes when he put you on slave ships. That was the Lord that did that. This is the book of Isaiah 7 and 11 in the NLT. Then I said, Lord, how long will this go on? And he replied, until their towns are empty, their houses are deserted, and the whole country is a wasteland. So we're going to keep prophesying till Babylon's destroyed. He don't care how long it is. Isaiah died.
Isaiah 40:31.
But he had to prophesy until this place, Babylon. He was in Babylon. And Babylon got destroyed. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 7 and 12. Until the Lord has sent everyone away and the entire land of Israel lies deserted. Damn devil. If even a tenth of remnant survive, it will be invaded again and burned. But as a terebinth or oak tree leaves a stump when it is cut down, so Israel's stump will be a holy seed. Yeah, so he chopped down Israel, but he left it as a stump. He didn't burn the whole thing. Okay? He allowed Israel to grow back. It's that plant, it's that tree that he's cultivated. Okay? So anyways, the Lord don't want everyone to hear it. All right? That's the problem. All right? Am I done with Isaiah 2 Samuel 7? Okay. Where did I want to go? I think I wanted to jump over to 2 Kings. What time is it? Yeah, 2 Kings.
And I'm not Jimmy. Yo, you have a cigarette lighter? Yes. You think I could borrow it from you?
It's the book of 2 Kings, the 6th chapter, in verse I'll start at verse 13. And he said, go and spy where, actually, damn, I can't even start there. Damn, man. I want to read the whole chapter, but I kind of got to go back. Shit. I don't know where to start. You know what? I'll just start from the top. This is 2 Kings 6:1. And the sons of the prophets said unto Elisha, behold, now the place where we dwell with thee is too strait for us. Let us go, we pray thee, unto Jordan, and take thence every man a beam, and let us make us a place there, where we may dwell. And he answered, go ye. And one said, be content, I pray thee, and go with thy servants. And he answered, I will go. So he went with them. And when they came to Jordan, they cut down wood. But as one was felling a beam, the axe head fell into the water. And he cried and said, alas, master, for it was borrowed. And the man of God said, where fell it? And he showed him the place. And he cut down a stick and cast it in thither. And the iron did swim. Therefore said he, take it up to thee. And he put out his hand and took it. Woo! There's a lot there. Okay. So they're chopping down a tree. The axe head falls into the water. He takes the stick, throws it in the water, and the axe head swam back to the stick. Okay, that's spiritual power. Our people had spiritual power in the ancient time. We didn't have to rely on Esau Edom's carnal technology. Now you might think the Apple iPhone is a great invention. Well, the Lord turned water into wine. It probably didn't have no impurities like this damn devil puts in his wine. Okay, it was all organic. But we need to get back to our power. Because now this devil done raised up a great military. All right? He can bomb this place in seconds. All of this will be destroyed. So he needs to be matched with a power that's stronger than him. And that spiritual power is coming. But the Lord's only going to get at who he's going to give it to. Okay? 2 Kings 6:8. Then the king of Syria warred against Israel and took counsel with the servants, saying, in such and such a place shall be my camp. And the man of God sent unto the king of Israel, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down. And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of God told him and warned him of, and saved himself there, not once nor twice. Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing. And he called his servants and said unto them, will ye not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha the prophet that is in Israel telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, a host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. Fear not, man. but he didn't understand why. Hey, brother, yo, hey, I got something for you. A couple videos of dog yelling at him, but he wasn't touching my dog. Plus, he's an Israelite, man. You know. Let me get back to the Bible. But there's more than us that be with them, okay? And it's talking about it's talking about the angels, man. The angels encampeth about the righteous, man. So you might see one brother teaching the word, you think he's alone, but he got an army with him. I'm not out here alone. You don't see the angels, but they're out here. All right? Some of them are putting your ears to sleep. Some of them are making sure that I'm protected. And some of them are helping me get this word out. Okay? Making sure I got up this morning, did what I had to do so I can get out here and teach the word. And, you know, I never know when I'm going to go. Let's read that again. 2 Kings 6:16. And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man. And he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. Yeah, see, if we could open the eyes of these people today, they would know we ain't alone. Okay? The angels are encamping us round about. You would be very scared to see what's going on here in the spiritual. But that's why a lot of y'all ain't gonna get it. That's why a lot of y'all ain't supposed to get it. You're supposed to, you were created, the Lord created you to be born in this world and just have a vain life. Just go out, smoke weed all day, be drunk, and then die. That's vanity. A little bug lived better, had more of a life than you. Because he was down here doing what he was created to do. So-called white man's down here doing what he was created to do. Be wicked, be evil. What you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all ain't doing, y'all following him. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? Y'all supposed to be the children of Israel. Y'all supposed to be doing the work. But you're not. Let's keep reading. 2 Kings 6:17, and Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. Actually, let me go grab that precept. I always feel like I'm rushing up here, but I'm not. So I think that's Proverbs 34, I think 34 or 37, Proverbs or Psalms. Let me see, there's definitely Psalms. 34. Oh, got it. It's the book of Psalms 34:7. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Okay? Yeah, so the people that fear the Lord, he got angels around them. Because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Okay? It's the book of 2 Kings 6:18. And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha said unto them, this is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom ye seek. But he led them to Samaria. And it came to pass, they were come into Samaria, that Elisha said, Lord, open the eyes of these men, that they may see. And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw, and behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. And the king of Israel said unto Elisha, when he saw them, my father, shall I smite them? Shall I smite them? And he answered, thou shalt not smite them. Wouldest thou smite those whom thou hast taken captive with thy sword and with thy bow? Set bread and water before them, that they may eat and drink and go to their master. And he prepared great provision for them. And when they had eaten and drank and drunk, he sent them away, and they went to their master. So the bands of Syria came no more into the land of Israel. And it came to pass after this, that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a calf's of a dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the wine press? Oh man, I kind of went over the point, but I'll read it, but so Samaria besieged Israel. There was a famine, okay? And people were selling a donkey's head for mad money, okay? But I didn't even really want to get into the famine part of it yet, but there is going to be a famine. There is going to be a famine, okay? And there's nothing you can really do to prepare for a famine, man. Because you might store up all this food, but that might be for somebody else, all right? Someone might come and rob your house. Someone might go. Some people don't own guns. Some people don't got guns and shit like that. But there's a lot of people that do got guns, okay? That will go rob you. That when it's time to eat, they will go into your house. They will kill you. All right? Especially the so-called white man. He got all the guns. All right? And he looks at you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans as cattle, as food. Y'all beneath him. All right? So he's gonna be chewing on y'all for he ain't gonna be worried about that. He might eat your kids' snacks and then go after you. And he's a weak man. You gotta be very weak to be a serial killer, to do shit like that for fun. That's a very weak spirit. See, the righteous are mighty. They're very strong on the right-hand side. Their strength is like a weakness. They get very strong in being weak, if that makes any sense. All right? But that's why they want to be like a woman, because a woman is wicked. Okay? They go by their emotions and shit like that, man. That's why these devils put the woman over them. So they bug the fuck up. All right? 2 Kings 6:27. And he said, if the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press? Yeah, you want some bread? You want some wine? Like it's a famine, lady. Get it together. And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered this woman and said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son, that we may eat him. And she have hid her son. So, you know, she hid her son, man, so they ate his son. He got played, man. Simple as that. He got played for human meat, man. And not on top of that, he killed his son to eat him. So that's, you know, a famine's pretty bad, man. A famine is pretty bad. As a matter of fact, let's jump over the Lamentations. Since the Spirit brought that out. I'm just gonna go over the Spirit, man. I don't care how many times I bring it up. The Lamentations, let's go to Lamentations, what's that? It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 9. They that be, actually, let's start at 8. Their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. That's what happens during a famine, man. During a famine, you know, you get darker. Your skin cleaveth to your bones. You know, you become unrecognizable. It's like, you ever been locked up before? You be locked up with somebody. I've been in jail. You know, you get locked up, and you in there. Everyone look big and bad. And you see them on the street. They look like they crackheads. You know, that crack be chewing them up, man. They look bad. They look like they visage, what they look like is blacker than a coal. They just don't look. They don't look good, man. And that same thing that crack does to you. Okay. Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for the want of fruits of the field. Okay? Yeah, it's better to get put to death quickly, okay, than to suffer, to go through a famine. And that's what's gonna happen to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? Because y'all don't know that y'all are children of Israel. He said that in Amos 9 and I believe it's 10, the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Okay? Because he got a nice judgment for y'all. Okay? And that's the Lord's will. That's the Lord's will, man. It's the book of Jeremiah 15:1. Then saith the Lord unto me, hold on, shit, this wind, man. This wind, man. Hold on. Let's jump over there. It's the book of Jeremiah 15:1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. Yeah, so the Lord said, even though Samuel and Moses stood before me, pleading for you, you know, don't destroy them. You know? Actually, let's go grab that account. This is the book of Exodus 32. Hold on, let me see. The Exodus 32, I think. 32. The book of Exodus, chapter 32, and verse 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them. and I will make of thee a great nation. So he said, man, let me just destroy Israel, and then with you I'll make a great nation. I don't need this. I don't need these people, man. And Moses besought the Lord his power and said, Lord, why doest thou wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from thy fierce wrath and repent of this evil against thy people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and saidest unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven. And all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. And the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people. Woo! So Moses saved our ass, man. He saved our ass. Okay? So that's what the Lord's talking about in Jeremiah the 15th chapter. Okay? He hearkened unto Moses for Israel's sake. But he was going to destroy Israel. So we done pissed the Heavenly Father off the most. Okay? And we know his judgments. We know we drank of that cup. Okay? Okay, Jeremiah 15:1, then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, and Samuel, okay? Moses pleaded with the Most High to not destroy Israel, but in Samuel too, but I think we read that already in 2 Samuel, the 7th chapter. 2 Samuel 7. Second Samuel 7. No, it's 1 Samuel. We read 2 Samuel, but it's 1 Samuel 7. It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 7, and verse 8. And when the Philistines heard that the children of Israel were gathered together to Mizpah, the Lord of the Philistines went up against Israel. And when the children of Israel heard it, they were afraid of the Philistines. And the children of Israel said to Samuel, cease not to cry unto the Lord our power for us, that he will save us out of the hand of the Philistines. And Samuel took a sucking lamb and offered it for a burnt offering holy unto the Lord. And Samuel cried unto the Lord for Israel, and the Lord heard him. And as Samuel was offering up the burnt offering, the Philistines drew near to battle against Israel, but the Lord thundered with a great thunder on that day upon the Philistines and discomfited them, and they were smitten before Israel. And the men of Israel went out to Mizpah and pursued the Philistines and smote them until they came under Beth-kar. Then Samuel took a stone and set it between Mizpah and Shen and called the name of Ebenezer, saying, hitherto have the Lord helped us. Okay? So he already did that. He's already helped you with the nation. He already helped you with Moses. He helped you with Samuel. Okay? But now the Lord's saying he ain't dealing with them anymore. Jeremiah 15:1. Then saith the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And that shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord. the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of heaven and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. See? So you're gonna have such as offer death to death, man. He got a lot for 2/3 of these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Some of y'all gonna get put in these FEMA camps that this devil got set up for y'all. All right? Because there's gonna be another situation where he's gonna make something happen, and you're gonna need him for help. But he's gonna give you that mark of the beast this time. Because y'all trust in this devil. You trust in everything he says. You trust his science. You trust his technology. You trust his news. You trust his public education. You trust his private education. You believe in his false religions, his false philosophies. You believe in him. You think he's God. But he's the devil. He's the devil. I know a lot of y'all look at me like, he's always, but it's all right. I gotta play my part in this movie. I gotta play the I told you so part. Well, the Lord's having that, saying that he told you so. And he's gonna do it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to actually, let's put this down. Let's jump over here to this book right here. Let's go to the Book of Sirach. The Book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse. I'll start at 26. Man. Where do I want to start? Let's start at 19. Book of Sirach, 39 and 19. The works of all flesh are before him, and nothing can be hid from his eyes. He seeth from everlasting to everlasting, and there is nothing wonderful before him. A man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he hath made all things for their uses. His blessing covered the dry land as a river, and watered it as a flood. As he have turned the waters into saltness, so shall the heathen inherit his wrath. Ooh. See? That's what you heathen gonna get, man. You heathen are gonna inherit the Lord's wrath. Just like he made the water salty, you're gonna inherit his wrath, man. He can do whatever he wants to do, man. Like we were talking about. He's that potter. Okay? Sirach 39 and 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Okay? Yeah, this Bible's pretty much plain to me, but this is a stumbling block for most of y'all. Actually, matter of fact, the Bible's a stumbling block to the whole world. Because the Bible really ain't for you. The Bible's really to wake up the elect men of Israel so this place can be destroyed. So that's why we out here, so we can teach the elect men of Israel, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, to wake the hell up. We trying to go back home. We done tried with the Black Panthers. We done already try to fight this damn devil. But there's only one way we can go. That's back with the Lord. We still here. We still want to drink and get married in our captivity. So that's what the Lord's saying here. It's the book of Sirach 39 and 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, holy means separate, okay? As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Yeah, they're stumbling blocks unto the wicked. That's why y'all believe in all these. That's why there's 5,000 different denominations and y'all believe in all of them. They don't want you to get the truth. No one knows that they're Israel. These churches don't teach you the truth, man. They think this book is like, they think they can play with this book. They think these churches think, no, we can tell them what we want. We can tell them to pray to Mother Mary, they go do it. You gotta go follow the Pope. The Pope, Slakia, not the Pope. The Pope. Come on, man. Israel didn't have no Pope. Sirach 39 and 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning. So evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly. So to the sinners they are turned into evil. Yeah, water's good for your body, but if your ass is getting drowned in water, that's for the sinner. Water can kill you and it can heal you. Okay? Same with the blood of the grape. Okay? You could be covered by the blood with the salvation, or you might not be covered. You know? Just like this word. Some of y'all can get it, and some of y'all can't. But some of y'all ain't supposed to get it because the Lord wants you to continue to be wicked. All right? He wants you to live a vain life. Go to work. Be a slave for the so-called white man. All you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's what you created for. Now do your job, boy. It's the book of Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Okay, the Most High is the Father of spirits. So if he created a spirit to load up a gun and shoot you in the chest, that was the Lord that did that. He created that spirit just for that. He might even have that spirit put himself to death. Just like Jeffrey Dahmer, that little devil going around eating human meat. But guess what? All these devils eat human meat. They're all the same. And if they haven't ate it yet, they're gonna do it. And these are the spirits that the Lord created to do his will because he's angry. And this appeases him to see your ass bleed. Let's keep going. And those dogs that we were talking about in Jeremiah the 15th chapter. Okay? He might send these animals at you. He might send a pack of dogs at your ass to tear you apart. As a matter of fact, there was a Jake somewhere, I forgot, he had a dog kennel. Those dogs ate him, man. These are dogs that he raised up. But he didn't know they had a spirit created for vengeance, man. Okay? Same with me, just like that brother right there, man. I made a mistake. I thought he was near my car, and he said he wasn't. So when I saw him again, I apologized to him. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Okay? I see him all the time, but you know, it's good. You want to be at peace with all men if possible. Okay? Stick with the scriptures. But see, if I wasn't into the scriptures, I probably would have just overlooked that. And then you know what? He turned around another day and killed me on camera. Okay? So that's why you want to be at peace with all men. But you still got to do the work of the Lord. You know? Some people are going to get cut by this word. Oh, well. I don't mind cutting you with the word. That's beautiful. You feel hurt. Then it was meant for you to get hurt. I was hurt too when I heard this word. I'm still hurt. I'm still hurt. These scriptures cut me every day, man. So it's a refining process that you enter into. And you gotta endure it. Okay? It's the book of Sirach 39 and 20, I'll read 28 again. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Okay? As a matter of fact, let me go grab that precept. Oh, damn, it's already 2. Oh, no. We're going to end it here, brothers. Fire and hail, this is Sirach 39 and 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Yeah, teeth of wild beasts, famine, hail, fire. This is what's going to appease the Lord's anger with this place. Okay? That appeases the Lord's anger because he's sick of this place. He's sick of 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that think it's a joke out here. That's why when the coming days come, he gonna be appeased with you getting put to death. Look what he did to his own son. That pleased him. How much more you? It says teeth of wild beasts, yeah, different dogs. Could be a wolf. Could be a bear. Could be a lion. A wild beast, man. And during COVID, when people were in their doors, those animals started coming back into the cities. These are gonna be for you. And they're gonna be hungry too during the famine. Okay? And that's what the Lord got lauded. He got that lauded for some people. To literally be torn up by dogs, by beasts. He said scorpions too. Scorpions are poisonous. Okay? These different, you don't know what he got out here for you. Sirach 39 and 30, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions and serpents. Okay? Snakes. Poisonous snakes. Some of y'all gonna die by those, man. Okay? The Lord got a lot for everybody. That's why he put you on earth, so you can receive that judgment. Because you died in the past life, you went up to the heavens, and he sentenced you. I'm gonna send you back to earth, and you're gonna die just like this. That's your punishment. Sirach 39:31, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Yeah, he's talking about these different spirits. They're going to rejoice at the Lord's commandment. These angels are happy to do the will of the Lord. Okay? The Lord tells him, hey, go Mickey his drink and put something in his drink, put his ass to death, man. Look at what happened to Pimp C. Now it's starting to come out. He didn't just die from sleep apnea. It says somebody close to him put something in his drink, and now he was coughing up blood and he died. But the Lord had that happen. And then the dude who killed him, he ended up dying. So it's a twofer. Okay? Lord can get rid of both. You can put two together and get two up. And that made the Lord happy. He was happy to see that. When them angels came back, they like, we did it. They say, hey man, good job. All right? I got another contract. Okay? I might want you to kill somebody else. Okay? So Rock 39 and 31, they shall rejoice in his commandment. Yeah, they're going to rejoice. Pick me, pick me. I'll go do it, Lord. These angels are ready to go. These spirits are ready to go. And they shall be ready upon earth when need is. So they already here on assignment. Wherever the Lord needs them to be. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Yeah, they ain't going to transgress against the Lord. No, they're going to follow his commandments. If he tells them to jump, they're going to jump. Therefore, this is Sirach 39 and 32. Therefore, from the beginning I was resolved and thought upon these things, and have left them in writing. All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season, so that a man cannot say, this is worse than that. For in time they shall all be well approved. Yeah, in time you're going to know that everything that the Lord has done was righteous. Whether he crash a plane out the sky or he send your next plane into the World State Center. That was righteous. There's nothing he's done unrighteous. And it's going to be known. And therefore pray, Sirach 39 and 35. Sorry, I'll read 34 again. So that a man cannot say this is worse than that. For in time they shall all be well approved. And therefore praise ye the Lord with the whole heart and mouth. And bless the name of the Lord. Okay? With that, I'm going to end it right there. By giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Qudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. And Shalom.